was grading papers after school when the principal knocked and said, "The student you had arrested just got released from juvie." I froze. He's not supposed to be free for another 6 months. Don't worry, miss. He can't come near the school. There's a restraining order and we have security. But I knew something he didn't. My chest was tightening and I couldn't breathe. The student Parker had whispered to me during his sentencing, "I know it was you, and I'm coming back to prove it." The principal left and I kept telling myself it would be okay. My door was locked and Parker wouldn't risk coming here. Not one would send him straight back to jail. But then I heard something in the supply closet. Just a small shift, like papers settling. Even worse, the door was slightly open. I always kept it fully closed. Despite my legs shaking, I stood up, grabbing the scissors from my desk drawer. I slowly inched toward the closest, my scissors raised. When I got to it, I grabbed the handle slowly as I could, took a deep breath, and yanked it open, ready to swing. But the closet was empty. Nothing but supplies inside. I let out a huge exhale and turned around. That's when I saw him. Parker standing by my desk, holding my gradebook. "Miss Torres, long time no see." I instantly screamed and ran for the door, but he was faster, sliding in front of it. He'd somehow grown in juvie, gotten even taller and broader, tattooing a teardrop underneath his eye. "That's not very welcoming for your favorite student," I told him with a shaky voice. "Security will be here any second." But he just laughed. "You mean Carl? He's dealing with a fire in the dumpsters behind the gym." Weird how that just started. He started laughing to himself, then calmly walked back to the door and locked it, pocketing the master key in his hand. My eyes shot open. "How did you get that?" "Only Principal Jones has that key," I asked, afraid of the answer. He just smirked. "That doesn't matter. It's just you and me here. Time to talk about what you did." "I didn't do anything to you," I tried to say, but his face twisted with rage. "You planted a knife in my backpack. You called security. You testified against me." My legs started shaking as he raised his voice. "You brought the knife to school." He stepped closer to me. "No, I didn't. You put it there because you couldn't prove what I was really doing." My blood went cold. He grinned. "Yeah, I know you know. About what I did to that freshman. About what I was planning for the others." I said, "You hurt that girl." He laughed. "Hurt? She shouldn't have said no. None of them should have. But you couldn't prove it, could you? She was too scared to talk." "They all were." He moved closer. "So you planted the knife." I said, "She was 13. He smiled. "And she learned a valuable lesson about walking alone, just like you're about to." He grabbed my wrist and twisted it. "You're going to confess. Write it all down. How you framed me because you couldn't protect them any other way." That's when I saw my opening. I raised my knee and drove it directly into his groin. He doubled over instantly, and I just sprinted for the windows, grabbing a chair to smash through them. But he'd recovered fast, tackling me away from them. We crashed into desks, papers flying everywhere. He got on top of me and planted his hands around my throat. "You took everything from me. My fun, my girls, my senior year." He squeezed harder with each sentence. I tried reaching for anything, and my hands landed on a stapler. I smashed it into his temple hard as I could, and he rolled off of me. I scrambled to get up, but he grabbed my ankle. I fell hard, my chin hitting a desk edge. Suddenly, blood was filling my mouth and my molar tooth was in hand. Before I could even react to the pain, he started dragging me towards him by my hair, slamming my face into the whiteboard. The markers scattered everywhere. He yelled, "Write it down! Write what you did to me. How you planted that knife." I grabbed a marker and pretended to write, then spun and jabbed it at his eye. Before I knew it, we were fighting for that marker and crashed into my desk. The computer monitor fell, glass shattering everything. I grabbed a shard, but he knocked it away, pinning my arms above my head. "I spent a year planning this. You're going to confess. Then I'm going to show you what I wanted to show those girls." He yelled at me. I spit blood in his face. He cursed and loosened his grip just enough for me to grab another shard. I slashed at his arm, opening a deep cut. He screamed and stumbled back. I ran for the door, trying to dig the key from his pocket while he fought me. We rolled against the door, him trying to choke me while I tried to reach the key. My vision was going black. With my last strength, I grabbed his wounded arm and dug my thumb into the cut. He howled and pulled back. I got the key, but my hands were too bloody to grip it. It fell, sliding under a desk. We both dove for it, fighting on the floor. He got it first and threw it out the open window. He stood over me, bleeding and furious. "Now no one's leaving until you write that confession." He grabbed my throat again, lifting me up and said, "Either you write it, I'll write it myself, but in your blood." Full story on the channel below.